Hi, Pastor Steve here. I want to thank you for listening today, and I want to encourage you because I know that God will truly bless you as you study His Word. So, hey, let's get started.
Hey, church family, thanks for tuning in to these devotions. Today we are going to be taking a look at Mark chapter 11, so be sure to read and study all of chapter 11 on your own. There's so much information packed in there. Now, when you take a step back and you look at the entirety of Mark's gospel, there are a few things that you should notice. As we mentioned in our first video on Mark, the gospel writer starts with John the Baptist and Jesus at Jesus' baptism. Mark bypasses some stories that the other two synoptic gospels have in them. And then Mark pushes the reader forward through the story at a quick pace, utilizing words like immediately or phrases like the next day. Mark is pushing and pushing his reader to quickly get to something. The first 10 chapters of his book covers almost 3 years of Jesus' life. Almost all of Jesus' earthly ministry is contained in the first 10 chapters of the book of Mark. But then suddenly we get to chapter 11, and at this point, Mark suddenly shifts tactics. We have arrived at what Mark was trying to get us to. Chapters 11 through the first part of chapter 16 slow way down and only cover the last week of Jesus' earthly life. Our chapter today starts with what in Christian theology we have labeled the Passion Ministry. This begins with Jesus' triumphal entry into Jerusalem. In Mark's gospel, this happens in our chapter today, chapter 11. A fun study is to look at the triumphal entry in the other gospels. Notice the different details that the other gospel writers choose to add in, and maybe which ones they choose to leave out. For our time today, I want us to take a look at verses 20 through 25 of chapter 11. They read this way. Mark chapter 11, starting in verse 20. In the morning, as they went along, they saw the fig tree withered from the roots. Peter remembered and said to Jesus, "Rabbi, look, the fig tree you cursed has withered." "Have faith in God," Jesus answered. "I tell you the truth. If anyone says to this mountain, 'Go, throw yourself into the sea,' and does not doubt in his heart, but believes that what he says will happen, it will be done. Therefore, I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours. And when you stand praying, if you hold anything against anyone, forgive him, so that your Father in heaven may forgive you your sins." Jesus tells his disciples to have faith, going on to talk about moving mountains by faith. But then he tags this bit about praying in at the end of his teaching. And when you stand praying, if you hold anything against anyone, forgive him, so that your Father in heaven may forgive you your sins. You know, in life, one of the biggest mountains that we have to move is our sin of pride. Pride is a great hindrance in having faith in God. Pride refuses to forgive others. Pride, demonstrated by an unforgiving heart, is like a mountain that fills up your whole life. All you can see is that big mountain looming before you. You have the power to remove that mountain if you forgive others who have offended you. The only thing that stops us from forgiving one another is pride. We feel justified in wanting others to forgive us, but we also feel justified in wanting to exact a price for the hurt someone else has caused us. In so many ways, we insist upon not forgiving other people, that our offenders must pay for what they have done to us. Friends, the unforgiveness in your life, the unforgiveness caused by pride, that might be a great mountain in your life that needs to be removed today. One of the biggest things that block the flow of God's blessings in our life, in the life of an individual, or even the life of a church, is the unwillingness to forgive. It's our holding on to grudges. It's our desire to put someone down in order that we might feel better. It's our pride. In your prayers today, recognize that pride and unforgiveness might be blocking your faith, blocking your prayers. When you pray today, love and joy will flow from God when you are able to recognize that you too need forgiveness. God has forgiven you. God has offered it to you freely. We should offer it just as freely to the one who has offended us. Friends, have a great week, and I hope to see you on Sunday.
Thanks again for listening today. We'd love to hear from you. If you'd like more information about our church, or if you just want to share what God's been doing in your life, drop us a line. Give us a call. Again, may God bless you.